sing together, Open the Eyes of My Heart, because that's our prayer for today. So let's stand together as we sing. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. See you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. You high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. 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 Amen. Let us pray. Most gracious Heavenly Father, we are so grateful for this day, and it is indeed our prayer that you would open the eyes of our heart, open our eyes, open our hearts to all that you have for us this day, and help us to receive it joyfully and to be able to teach us how to apply it to our lives, Lord, each day. Once again, we thank you for our special guests, and we ask your blessing upon them as they speak to us, as they give to us, speak to us from your word. We pray that it would go forth with power and that we would receive it willingly. And we just, once again, thank you for all of your blessings. And we are so grateful for who you are and for all that you've done and all that you will continue to do within each and every one of us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
You may be seated.
Good morning. Good morning. It's always a great honor to be able to encourage individuals. More importantly, I love to encourage my own self. Every time I get the opportunity to do the minor justice program, before I'm able to teach you, I want to be living something that I'm telling you guys, so you don't think that I'm just telling you to live one way and I live the opposite. With that, we're going. Everybody say anywhere. Anywhere. But back. Say anywhere. But back. On page 5. Check the page 5, everybody. We're going to look at the mission statement of the Minor Adjustments Program. The mission statement of the Minor Adjustments Program, okay? And let's see. Minor adjustments is dedicated to preventing and reducing crime. Our primary purpose is to teach men and women how to make the minor adjustments that are necessary in their lives, which will allow them to obtain and maintain a productive lifestyle after incarceration and/or rehabilitation. Our motto is anywhere but backwards. Everybody say anywhere but backwards. In that mission statement, there are 2 words that are very big, and I intentionally made them that way. And it's on page 6. It's obtain and maintain. Everybody say, to attain my sobriety, it's easy. To attain my sobriety, it's easy. My challenge is to maintain it. Say, to attain our sobriety is easy. My challenge is to maintain it. The reason why I'm trying to point that out, or the reason why I put emphasis on those things, is because if you check your own life, there have been multiple times when you came into the possession of your sobriety. So if getting your sobriety or getting clean from the drugs you have done multiple times, then that's never your issue. That's no longer your issue. Your issue is when you get off of it, how do you maintain it? So don't put all your effort in getting off. You need to put all your effort in staying off. So every individual will need to learn what relapse prevention skills they need, what coping skills they need, who they need to surround themselves with. Everybody's situation will be different. But you got to understand that the process from this point forward, now that you are not under the influence of any substance use, alcohol or any of that, I hope. But anyway, you're not under it now. You're going to have to maintain from that point forward, okay? So remember, to attain your sobriety is easy. Your challenge is to maintain it. It always is to maintain it. So each group, where I got the motto anywhere but backwards, if you remember, Jeremiah chapter 7 verse 24 is in the Bible. This is where I got anywhere but backwards from. Jeremiah 7:24. It says, yet they did not obey and incline their ear to me, God. Instead, they followed the counsel of their own hearts, and they kept going backwards and not forward. So basically what that scripture is letting us know is that instead of us listening to how he wants us to direct us to go, we kept listening to our own knowledge and our own wisdom, and we kept ending up going backwards. However, I noticed when I start to pay attention to the God of my understanding, I no longer went that way, I went this way. Everybody say anywhere. But backwards. I'm pretty sure, I'm more than 150% sure that if God wanted us to focus on going backwards, I'm more than confident that he would have gave us a pair of eyes. I'm going to just give him the benefit of the doubt that he would have just said, you know, I'm going to actually have to give him some here too. But he didn't do that. Because he wants us to focus on going forward. That's your recovery walk right there. If this whole weekend, if you get that part right there, that no matter what happens when you leave, no matter what happens when you're here, no matter what happens about job, no matter what happens with your relationships, no matter if you come under some type of sickness or not, if you just remember, using again will not help the situation that you're faced with, whatever it may be. No matter how, I don't care what it looks like, the option of using any substance in my life is not even on the table. I have multiple options to do something when I'm faced with it. You have multiple options, but using has to be eliminated. Everybody say anywhere. Anywhere. But backwards. I'm going to say it so much you're going to be sleeping. I want you to, even when you mess up or you do something, I want you to hear that. That's why I have you recite it. That's why I keep saying it. It's because you have to get it inside you, the anywhere but backwards. I gotta have you keep saying it. Where you be hearing it so much in your own head. When you're faced with something, you'll automatically think, okay, this is bad. I made a mistake. This is a bad decision. But I can't go back. All right? Everybody say anywhere. Anywhere. But back. Man, God won't let me move. I'm trying to skip it. I can't skip it. Somebody gotta get it.
I got one for you.
What?
So how many times when have you messed up or done something that made the situation worse, that you beat yourself up and you say to yourself, that was dumb, I'm a dummy. Anybody ever did that?
Yeah.
Guess what? You can learn a lot from a dummy. You remember that commercial? I don't know why that commercial popped in my head this morning. I was thinking about something and I just heard just like that. You can learn a lot from a dummy. And I thought about that thing. How many times do we do things and we beat ourselves, call ourselves dumb, and then go do it again?
Yeah, you can learn a lot.
You can learn a lot from a dummy. Think about that.
Every group I have, I would like to have an expectation for the group. Again, it's an honor to do the minor justice program. I gotta be honest, at the end, like this Sunday, all you guys will get a certificate. You know how college you come down or high school you come down. So all of y'all will get certificates with your own name on it that y'all graduated the minor justice program. We love that. Like that makes our day to see y'all, y'all got cap and gowns, but anyway, we gonna so Sunday service is going to be the same, but we're going to also include y'all graduation service. So it's something like a sense of accomplishment for our program and build on those things. You take that yeah, I'm a graduate of the minor justice program. I did something, you know what I mean? And then you go from there. But each group, I like to have an expectation. My expectation is everyone will learn what they need to learn in their development stage. I'll elaborate on that in a little bit. Everyone will learn what they need to learn while you're in your development stage. Okay, let's go to page 37. Today's lesson will be on visualizing. 37. It says, always visualize vertically. Always live off of your vision and never live off of your sight. Your sight shows you what's now, but your vision shows you what's to come. Unbelief in ourselves is so prevalent that I do not wish to say anything that might be interpreted as excusing it. But for all of our being so slow to believe in ourselves, I still think that sometimes we blame ourselves for unbelief when our trouble is nothing more than our inability to visualize. If you have a willing mind and are truly ready to make some minor adjustments in your life, you will have to learn how to always visualize vertically. Everybody say always visualize vertically. Say always visualize vertically. The reason why you have to always visualize vertically, I'll talk about this more on Sunday, is because you have to keep your eyes on the big picture. I told y'all all the hell that I went through leading up to coming up here. Every time when I was going through something, instantly I thought about you guys. I said, I'm going through all this to prevent whatever I have to give to you, to help you, because it would make the devil so glad if I just said I can't come because of what's going on in my personal life. But it's not about me. You have to always visualize vertically. Remember I said that everyone will have to learn what they need to learn in the development stage. Most people believe that the adult butterfly, when the adult butterfly is a caterpillar, it goes from being a caterpillar and it goes straight to being the adult butterfly. But actually, the adult butterfly, before it becomes the adult butterfly, is 3 insects. It's the caterpillar, then it goes into the cocoon. When it goes into the cocoon, it actually changes its name. The insect that's in the cocoon is called a pupa, P-U-P-A, a pupa. The pupa is the insect that's in the stage of development. It goes to the butterfly after it's in the stage of development. Why is that important? When you are in here, you're actually in the stage of your development. And you are responsible to get everything that you need to get while you're in your stage of development so you can grow into that adult butterfly. But if you're in this stage of your development and you don't get everything you need before you get to the adult butterfly, then I don't know what process you're going to take. But you're not going to be successful if you never develop. The processes that you need in here, all the things that you have in here, are things that you must develop. Everything, working, how you talk, changing your language, things you used to do. All that is a part of the process of your recovery. You're in a stage of the development. When you have certain rules in here, right? I told y'all last night, certain rules in here might not make sense to you. But you have to look at it as you being in the stage of the development. It's more rules out there than it is in the program. If you're not developed in following rules in here, there is no possible man alive that's going to be in a facility where they have to follow rules, break the rules in here, leave out of here, and just going to be a law-abiding citizen. It won't happen. This is something that you have to develop. This is not, when you need coping skills, you can't wait to leave here to develop the coping skills you need out there. Don't nobody in here know you better than you. Watch this. When you go to the doctor's office, when the doctor, they put you in the room, the doctor comes in the room and the doctor asks you, what's wrong? If he's the doctor, why he asking me what's wrong? Because I know more about what's going on with me. Now I can tell him what's wrong and he can help the issue. But you know more about what you need to do in your development stage. You know what you need to do in your development stage. That's why I said every individual will learn what they need to learn while they're in their development stage. This is the place where you develop. Everything you did, everything in your life is a process that you went through. You didn't just jump out, get out your mom and jump out and do stuff. You developed it. So now you gotta feed your brain. Remember I told you you have to feed your brain new information. The word visualize means to form a mental image of something incapable of being viewed or not at the moment visible. To visualize. In the moment, it's not visual, it's not there right now, but you can visualize about this thing. Who do you visualize about? Who do you visualize about? When our dominant desires are bad, this is not in your book, but this came from one of my favorite authors, A.W. Tozer. He says, when our dominant desires are bad, our whole life is bad. When the desires are good, our life comes up to the level of our desires. When our desires are bad, we find ourselves doing it. When our desires are good, our life starts to fashion itself in that type of mood. It's whichever one we feed the most. That's why when you're visualizing, it says, who do you visualize about? What do you visualize about? Because more than likely, whatever is on your mind, whatever you're visualizing about, that's what eventually you're going to do. The more you think about it, you ever know you sat there and your mom told you, don't eat them cookies. Don't touch these cookies. Don't touch these cookies. But you kept thinking about them cookies. Sooner or later, you was willing to take the beating, but you was going to get that cookie. Because as soon as she said it, she was better off not even mentioning the cookies. Because once she mentioned the cookies, you know what you started doing? Visualizing about it. And eventually, you said, you know, I'm gonna take this beating because I'm getting that cookie. But you look how it works. The only reason you went and got those cookies is because when she said it, you visualized it. And so that's the same way in your life and your recovery. You have to feed your brain. Your brain wants information. If you feed it positive things, like that book you have in your hand, that's a positive book. You won't get no negativity in that book. Or you read the Bible, or you read the program things that they have around here. You have to, listen, you have to get so crazy with it. Whereas though you become so obsessed with feeding your brain new information. I'm telling you, the old patterns will not come out unless you flush them out. You have to. Man, I'm telling you something that I'm going on August, it'll be 12 years. This all coming August, I'll have 12 years since I stopped doing everything. I have not stopped feeding my brain new information every single day. Because I know those old patterns, I'm trying to push them so far down that every day I'm feeding something new. You have to do the same thing.
And then, let me give you an example of how this works. It can work both ways. And what happens is a lot of times you guys are anything that he talks about, you guys are already doing. But you're doing it for the bad, not for the better of you. My husband had the ability, he was a little cocky, so if you tell me he can't do something, then he wants to prove you wrong. Once he don't prove the point that, oh, you said I couldn't do it, and I did it, then he go back to doing what he had been doing first. So he would do that with his recovery. And you always going to be like, you're not going to do this, and I'm going to prove you wrong. So this time, he stayed clean for a year. Went to work, paid bills for a whole year. Because people said he couldn't do it. He did that on his own will, but his vision was just to prove this person wrong. After a year, he started thinking, you know what, I ain't been thinking about getting high. I remember he mentioned it to me, I think about getting high. He mentioned it to me. I never thought he started thinking about that more. To himself, he was thinking all the time, why aren't I thinking about getting high? Now, he done been clean for a year. So he's not thinking about getting high, but he was thinking about why he wasn't thinking about getting high. But thinking about why you're not thinking about why you don't want to get high started making him remember getting high. And he started thinking about that. And you know what he did? Went on back. So it works. While you're in here, don't work your recovery. Recover your work. It's up to you. You got to do it. You got to take back all those things that you were doing to get it the wrong way and take it back and use it to get it the right way. Make sense? And
you control all that. You have to, because I don't get mad when I call or when my friends call me and they tell me they relapse. What I get mad at is because they have everything around them not to. And I'm like, you never called me. You never ever text me, you never called, you never even tried. Like, you just went with whatever was in your head. And again, while you're in these facilities, I don't care whatever people might call you, if you have this, and when I was in the program, I had people that was like, man, it don't take all that. And a lot of those individuals I was in the program are still out there on addiction, still actively using. It does take all that.
And then some.
And then some. So when you're in these programs, if you want to get your own little study groups and read the Bible and read program and recovery literature and all that stuff, get the people who want what you want together. And let everybody else who's saying whatever they're saying about you, let them talk. You just remember, it's always about you, and you have to always visualize it. It's always going to be about you. But you have to get that type of tenacity to want it so bad that nobody's going to get in your way of stopping you from achieving it.
And once you get that vision in your head, don't let it go, no matter what happens. I'm going to tell you something. In 2018, the end of 2018, we had to go, my husband had to do what he's doing now, minor adjustments, and he had to minister somewhere. And then his father ended up in the hospital on life support. What's the first thing you want to do? You want to be with your family. But he was in the best hands. The doctors was there, and God was somewhere that we can't be all the time. God was there. So he kept going. I'm sitting here and I'm by his side and I'm thinking, oh, my heart is hurting for him. But he went and did the program, Went and ministered that Sunday. Father died, kept going. A couple of months later, same thing, godson. But it was like happening every time he had to do programming. Every time he had to speak to someone. All this other stuff was going on. It could have easily taken him back. Same time the next year, our brother-in-law.
Back to back.
It's the anniversary of the accident, right to that. Anniversary, like back to back. He still had to do what he had to go to work, still had to do minor adjustments, still had to minister. Was it hard? Yes. But it was the vision he had in his head. He never lost sight of that.
No, it's always about y'all.
When you want them drugs, you see it in your head. You already know before you're going to get it where you're going to go get high at. You already know where you want to chill at. And you probably, me learning this from him, because I never did it. So me learning from him, he already knew, had a plan to get the next hit. So you got this whole game plan, you got this whole vision in your head on your process to go get high. Because you had a vision and you followed it through. You have to do this.
You have to.
For your recovery. You have to do this for your life. This is a fight that only you can do. The first day last night I told you, everything about this, we're going to give you the tools, we're going to tell you about it, but each one of you got to work it differently because it's your individual fight.
Everybody's is different. Okay, page 38. Questions. Remember, these questions is for you on your own time to write in the book. These ain't something that you can show me or you can tell me about it and walk in and we talk about it. But these are personal things for you. What happens when you do? Where did you find that form, that image from? Why do you think that image is in your mind? What does your sight show you? Remember, your sight shows you what's now. What does your vision show you? That's things to come. Miles Monroe said your vision is a preview of your purpose. So if you have a vision of something, that is a preview of your purpose. That's your preview of your purpose. The last bullet on the 38, it says, do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in yourself? There's a story I always tell it, and it's about a boy. He used to be outside playing basketball, and his dad would be at work. He would come home from school. He would be out there on the basketball court, and he would be out there trying to dunk the basketball, shooting and trying to dunk. So his father would come home, pull up, Sam, he speaks to his dad, he speaks to his son, he goes in, father would sit down, get comfortable, looks out the window laughing at his son out there trying to dunk this basketball. So he would sit down day after day, same routine, he'd come home, hey son, look out the window at his son trying to dunk the basketball. And one day he runs in the house, Dad, come here, I got it. His dad was like, you're nowhere even close to dunking this basketball. He said, I got it. I dunked the basketball. So his dad said, I'll come out here for just the laugh. Just come out here. He come out. Sure enough, the boy backed up, chilled with the basketball, ran to the court. Boom! He slams it. So his father laughed, went over to the basketball court, and put it back up to the original height. And he chooses it as a lesson to teach his son. He says, son, listen, never try to lower the standard and call it success. Allow the standard to remain near. Believe in yourself and achieve the standard. The kid lowered the standard. And in the recovery, what we keep trying to do is lower the standard. We're not going to be and think we're going to be successful. We're not. Leave the standard high. You can no longer use, you can no longer commit crime. Live up to the standard that's set. Because I can promise you this, God has a standard. And God is not lowering the standard. And allow us to say, okay, I'll meet you here. No, this is the standard. Live up to the standard. The kid thought he was successful when he lowered the standard. But we're not going to be successful in life like that, especially in recovery. We can't lower the standard, talk about, my drug of choice was heroin, I'm going to just go ahead and smoke marijuana. We keep trying to lower it. No, it's not going to work. Just leave the standard there and then believe in yourself. That's why that question says, do you believe in yourself? Do you think do you believe that you can achieve this? Do you believe in yourself? No matter what I was going through in my life, I always believed in myself. I just didn't know how to achieve it. Once I realized what I needed to do to achieve it, the rest is history being written. Do you believe in yourself? Don't lower the standards. You can do it. It's going to be challenging no matter which way you go. You would be as surprised at how many, page 39, you would be surprised at how many people don't move forward in life because of how they see themselves. You have to see yourself free from being in bondage. See yourself more than a conqueror. See yourself as the parent that you always wanted. See yourself free from coming back here. Or just see yourself doing something positive in your community. See yourself being responsible. See yourself being the children your parents raised you to be. See yourself as a better person. Close your eyes and see yourself doing it. You have to visualize. Everybody say always. Always. Visualize. Vertically. You have to see yourself doing it. Whatever it is that you want to see yourself doing positively, other than the life that you used to live, listen, visualize it. Close your eyes. When I'm doing right now, I see myself doing it before I came. I already see myself doing certain things before I even do it because I have such a vision. When you have a vision of something, I don't care what happens, I'm not letting go of that vision. You all can do the exact same thing. And it can be something simple. See yourself never ever going back to another rehabilitation center again. Not for some type of treatment or some type of help. Maybe to come and encourage other individuals. Other individuals need to see someone that was in that same situation that made it. When you have no excuse. From this point forward, I don't even care if you believe in God or not. When it's all said and done, you will never be able to go to God and say, I never seen nobody make it through what I went through. He gonna say, damn, Mike, didn't Michael and them come to this? Hold on, come here, let's watch this movie. Wasn't that you in that scene right there? He told you, he was in the program. I went to so many rehabs, I lost track on that. I just came to the Salvation Army more than anything. I have no idea, Mr. Wim Booth. I thank God for him. But anyway, the things we see now are here today, going tomorrow, but the things we can't see now will last forever. And it's a book called Say It Till You See It. It's by my friend Shalanda Austin. In her book, it says this. I wrote it down. It ain't on your paper, but I'm going to tell you. It says, she wrote in her book, she says, get a mental picture of yourself being successful. Ask God for direction, resources, and whatever else you feel will make the vision come to fruition. She says, get a mental picture of yourself. Never ever using drugs again. Just see yourself never ever doing it again. She says, and then you take that, ask God for directions, resources, and whatever else you think you might need. Have it in your head. Now you just, God, give me the resources and anything else you might need to make that come to fruition. The page 40, thought for today. It says, visualize this thing that you want, see it, feel it, and believe in it, and make a mental blueprint and begin to build. Visualize the thing that you want, see it, feel it, believe in it. Anybody have a vision of something that they want? And you can see it clearly that you got it like this is what I want. That's what I want right there. And all y'all gonna have different things, but you have to have it there. It has to. It's like a blueprint. You know, I like the people. I was talking about them one day to my coworkers. We was riding past a place where they were building all this construction stuff, and they have that blue paper with that. I think they are. I'm looking at this man, and I'm just looking at him. He's looking at this paper. I'm looking over his shoulder like, I don't know what's on this paper, but he's able to just look at it and say, no, tear that down. And I'm like, to me, when you look at the paper, it looks like But if you actually are familiar with it, you can look at it and see where the electric stuff go. That's the same thing you had with the vision of what you want to be or what you want. You have that blueprint in your head. You know how you want it to come out. You know. And then that's when you ask God for the resources and everything else you need to make it come to fruition. Every last one of us can have a vision of our lives and what we want. We have to visualize the thing that you want, see it, feel it, and believe in it. Everybody say, see it, feel it, believe in it. Say, see it, feel it, believe in it. Say, see it, feel it, believe in it. Yeah. See that thing, man. Feel it and believe in it. Be the most successful people in the world. You see it, you feel it, believe in it. I'm going to get my t-shirt that up. See it, feel it, believe it. Page 41. As long as you keep staring and staring at the obvious, you'll never be able to see the forest for the trees. Always live off of your vision and never live off of your sight. Your sight shows you what's now, but your vision shows you what's to come. Right now, your sight shows you that your current situation is what your current situation is, and it's true. But your vision shows you where you could be. That's also true. Don't waste time on small dreams, dream big. It's nothing wrong with small dreams, but if it's your dream, then why not dream big? Always visualize vertically. Your current situation, when you recognize your current situation, my current situation, I'm in a facility for the issue that whatever issue I had came here for, that's my current situation. But that's true. I'm not trying to trick you. I'm telling you that when you have a vision, the vision is also true. You have both. You have your current situation. This is my current situation. But like I said, when I was in Wilmington, Delaware, Salvation Army, I was in Wilmington, Delaware, Salvation Army, and that was my current situation. But in my vision was a program to come back to help the individuals who was in the program with me. At the same time that I was in there, I was writing, not only was I in there thinking about it in my head, I started writing it out. Like I wanted to be 8 weeks long. 1 week I do this lesson. I wanted to be this. I wanted to be this. And I never gave up. And I never gave up on it. I wrote it out. I wrote it out like, I had to make some minor adjustments, literally, along the way, because some of the things that I had written out, when I found out, well, I can't be like that, I had to change it. But I at least wrote things out that I wanted to do in my own particular life while I was in the program. Yeah. You can all do the exact same thing. You just have to transfer what all your energy and desires and everything that you have, thinking about your past, you have to move it into your future and start to think about ahead. You're not too old, you're not too young. You got to understand that you weren't put on this earth to go through the things that you went through and stay there. You possibly went through the things you did to gain some information to use. Unfortunately, I had a lot of information. I said, now, hold on, man. This is a little bit too much. But because a lot of us have went through a lot. Let's go. The word vertical means an upright position, always being in the same direction. Something high, always being in the same direction, no matter what my present situation may be or what I may go through in my own life, I'm always still focused on going in the same direction. I do not, I'm totally honest with you, do not have in my circle people who are not going in the same direction. And that's not putting people down. I'm just saying, when you're ready to go in the direction that I am going in, then we can spend more time together on the phone, social media, whatever. But if we're not going in the same direction, I really don't have time for that. You have to surround yourself with people who are going in the same direction. Find the individuals in here you build. If you have some friendships in here and they're going in the same direction, they are the people that you want to try to spend more time with. If you have people in here who still want to try to play this side of the fence and this side of the fence, that won't work. It won't work for a man naturally if you just think in the natural, if I got this on one side of the fence and this on one side of the fence, that won't hurt eventually. It's going to hurt somewhere. So if you're trying to have both, you're not going to work. So you got to think, I got to either be over here or I'm just not ready to over here. But I believe that you're all tired of the same cycles. It get exhausting. Visualize, what do you want to be? Visualize success. This is not in your book. One powerful way to discover your strengths is to visualize success. To visualize is to create a vivid picture in your mind's eye. When you visualize, you see yourself doing something that's important to you. When you're visualizing about being successful in your life, you are visualizing about something that's important to you. It really doesn't matter about anybody else if somebody else can see your vision. Because sometimes you can have a vision and other people say, nah, I just don't see it. Well, that will be impossible if there's a vision in my head. You know how you try to tell somebody about something, they say, I don't see it. I don't think you could. No matter how much I explain it to you. So you got to have, it's important to you. What you visualize about, if it's important to you, put the process and put it in motion. What direction are you always looking in? What direction are you always looking in? There's a thing called solution-focused approach. Look it up one time. Write it down in the book one day, y'all. Look it up. It's called solution-focused approach, or it might say solution-focused therapy, either one. Solution-focused therapy or solution-focused approach. And study this right here. This is very important, y'all. Study it when you look it up and find it or get something printed out dealing with it. The reason why I like it is because it put emphasis on the present and future at the same time devouring the past. This type of approach, it put emphasis on your present and future and basically say, forget the past. I said, wow, this is awesome. It made, the more I studied about it, it's like, listen, we're going to deal with the present and we're going to deal with the future. And as soon as you start to bring up the past, it says, nope, it kicks it out. No. Nah, but my parents wasn't. No. Nah, but my wife left. No. Now and then. Now and then. Now and then. Solution-focused therapy. It basically saying the past was the problem. Let's work with the solution. What we're going to do now. And solution-focused therapy is one of the greatest things I ever read and started to read because it deals with now and then and says, yeah, the past, I know it happened, but if you're holding on to it too long, you won't move forward. Where does your vision say you should be? Where does your vision say you should be? If you think about two things, the thermostat and the thermometer. The thermostat sets the temperature, and the thermometer reflects the temperature. So in your lives, you want to be in the atmosphere where you set the temperature. Don't be in the atmosphere where people around you are reflecting the temperature, where they're telling you what you should be doing, where you should be doing, all that. You want to be around people who aren't using where you set the temperature. If you go into a place where individuals are currently using it, they're going to make you reflect the temperature in that room. So you got to remember, you want to be the one to set the temperature, set the atmosphere in your life, set the atmosphere in your family, set the atmosphere in anything that you do, you want to control it.
You guys understand that? I'm giving you like a easy example. We don't curse. That doesn't say that people that we know don't curse. But when they're in our presence, if they make a curse word, the first thing they want to do, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't. And they make it a mental note. They put it ahead, they don't curse, I'm gonna respect it, I'm not gonna curse. Why? Because that's the temperature that we set. We the thermostat. We set it. You know, you go in your house and you put it on a certain temperature. When you twist it, now the thermometer is telling you I'm at this temperature right here. But you adjust it. You want it hotter or you want it colder. That's what we do. And we don't force it on anyone. This is just our standard, and we're not lowering it.
We set it. We set how we want it. Y'all can do that too. You gotta think you're not gonna be in here forever. Eventually you're gonna go out. Eventually now you gotta set it. How do you want it? How do you want it? You gotta think. This is your temple. This is your home. How you want your home? How do you want your home? Do you want people around you that's doing all this and doing all that? Or do you want people around you where you can get a peace of mind? You're gonna have challenges. That's called life. I'm not saying you're going to be exempt from stuff that's not going to happen ever. But I'm talking about far as setting. Remember, this is your home. Set your temperature. How you want your home to feel? If it's hot, if it's too cold, do you want these people around you? Do you want to be around them? Don't let people control you. Remember, you have to set the temperature. You do it. Why won't you look higher than here? Do you have any dreams or any desires? What's blocking you from looking vertical? Meaning in the same direction. Do you find it hard to stay positive for a long period of time? That's in one of the other lessons that we're going to read. Let's see. What's blocking you from looking vertical in the same direction? Do anybody here find something blocking you from looking positive for a long period of time? Anybody? You? Blocking your own self, that's true. Another person? Anybody else?
My health.
Your health? What'd you say?
Resentment.
Life is one big rose. I asked y'all that to go to number 43. Look at page 43. Life is one big rose with lots of signs. So when you're riding through the ruts, don't complicate your mind. Flee from hate, mischief, and jealousy. Don't bury your thoughts. Put your vision to reality. Wake up and live. Keep your dreams alive. Understand, to achieve anything requires faith. Everybody say faith. Faith. And belief in yourself. Vision. Hard work. Determination. And dedication. Yeah. And to achieve anything will require you to have faith and belief in yourself. It's going to require you to have vision. It's going to require you to have some hard work. It's going to require you to have some determination. And it's definitely going to be requiring you to have some dedication. Remember, all things are possible for those who believe. You can write this in your book right here. Motivation only gets you started. Write that down. Motivation only gets me started. It's my dedication that keeps me going. Motivation only gets me started. It's my dedication that keeps me going. People like myself and my wife and I, or majors, all we can do is give you motivation. It's your dedication that will keep you going. We might start you up, get you motivated. We can get you motivated. You ever see somebody in New Year's, they be motivated to go to the gym, but by February they're selling the equipment. They're motivated. That means they're not dedicated. Dedication gets them to February, March, April. That's the same way with your recovery walk and your sobriety. You can get motivated, but in order for you to be successful, you have to become dedicated. If you're not dedicated to it, it will look good for a period of time and then you'll run out of gas. But you have to remember, motivation only gets you started. It's your dedication that keeps you going. All through my life, all these 11 years, I started getting motivated in August 2009. But the motivation I had then is not what got me to 10 and 11 years. It was my dedication to maintain what I had gotten in 2009. The dedication is what you need. Everybody say always. Always. Visualize. Visualize. Vertically. Vertically. I'm gonna give you beware of enemies of your vision. And then we can wrap it up. Y'all have any questions? Then we come back after lunch and we're gonna talk about endurance, which is another great subject that I like to talk about.
And I want to add in here, you know, the things that you guys put out in the atmosphere, that these are the things that hinder you from visualizing vertically or seeing yourself past here. Those things are present when you go out and do the other stuff. And it doesn't stop you. That's why I say sometimes you got to think about some things. My husband used to tell me when he first got off drugs and he was in working or doing his recovery and he was making it work, he was actually doing the work himself. He said, it's dangerous to be in your head alone. And he wasn't talking about him, because I was sitting around one day remembering stuff. And I started thinking, I started bringing this in. Apple, it's dangerous to be in your head alone. I learned that. And I never forgot he said that. So when you guys say those things, and we want you to, but I don't twist it around to make you feel bad. I'm telling you, those things are present when you go out here and do everything else. So why is it you let those things stop you from doing the positive in your life, but you won't let it keep you from doing the negative?
Sure.
Why is it? Resentment is still there. Other people get in your way or discourage you. Fear is still there. But when you want what you want, you go after it anyway. But you'll give up on that vision of you being the better you or the best you or the perfect you. Why is that? Is it easier? It seems. It seems like it, but it's not. It's making your life rough, right? Think about that next time you want to give up. Those things are present no matter which direction you go. So why is it that I'm willing to say all these things are there, but I'm going to go after this anywhere? It might be in something that you want. How bad do you want it? Isn't that what Jesus asked the man by the water? Do you want to be made well? If not, you just came here to get rest. Do you want it?
How bad do you want it? I got that t-shirt too.
Yeah.
I'm going to give y'all the enemies here. Beware the enemies of your vision. When you have a vision and you're trying to be successful, these are some of the enemies that will try to prevent your vision from coming to fruition. The first two is disobedience and sin. Disobedience and sin. Anything that when you're trying to fulfill the vision to something and you get caught up in all types of things that's not right, and your disobedience and stuff, it will be that's an enemy to your vision. Another two is fear and discouragement. Fear and discouragement is an enemy to your vision. Fear of what life will be like if I never use again, or you get discouraged about something that you did in your past. The next one too is procrastination and past failures. These are our enemies to your vision. Anytime you are procrastinating, I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, it's really not that serious. Next thing you know, you leave the program and then you go out there, and I call the substance addiction, I call it the monster. The monster be like, you ain't working on nothing. And that monster jump on you because you procrastinate and past failures. The next one is the opinions of others and distractions. The opinions of others, what other people think about you, what other people say about you, what other people, somebody's going to always talk about you. You could be doing good, somebody's going to talk about you. The opinions of others and distractions. I'm going to talk about distractions in the next after lunch. Next two is success and tradition. You can get so caught up in your success that your success can actually become an enemy to your own vision, because you'll be so pleased of achieving this that you have more, but you just said, I'm not even going to go after this because I got this, I'm done. I'm giving up on my vision. So that can success, and tradition is another one that can be enemy to your vision, because you can get stuck in, or you can be in a place where they say, we always did it this way. We're not changing anything. Now you locked in your own personal tradition. Every time I come home, this is what I do. When I get out of program, this is what I do. This is what I don't get in relationships like this. Your own tradition, you know what I mean, can become an enemy to your vision. The next one is a great one. A wrong environment and compassion. And compromise, I'm sorry. A wrong environment and compromise. Don't compromise. Do not compromise. And don't put yourself in a wrong environment. Don't compromise and don't put yourself in a wrong environment. Anytime you put yourself in a wrong environment, remember, you set the temperature. You control, I control where I go. You do the same, but can't nobody force me to go. No, I'm not going. You kidding? No, I don't go to places like that. I don't do that. You control it. A wrong environment. The last two are opposition and society's pressure. Pressure from society. Pressure from society and opposition, meaning people keep going against you. You're going against stuff. You keep going against stuff. Some things you shouldn't keep fighting. Some things you just say, you know, they're never going to actually accept me like that. You know, they changed the term, or we changed the term like addict, instead of saying the person that struggled with a substance use disorder. They changed the terminology. However, no matter how much we change the terminology, some people will always still look at you and say crackhead, dope fiend, alcohol. No matter how much the world will change the terminology. So you're going to always face some type of opposition. You have to come to grips with those things, and then remember that they are all enemies to your vision. They all have one purpose, and that purpose is to stop you from getting the vision that you have in your mind. With that, anybody have any questions? And maybe we'll go to lunch, and after lunch we will be talking about endurance. So any questions at this particular time y'all want to ask about anything?
What did you say? Opinions of others, what?
Opinions of others and distractions.
Is a distraction?
No, that's another enemy. Opinions of others, comma, distraction.
What else is the enemy? What you say about you. What you say about yourself. What you tell yourself. That's an enemy.